All right, everybody, I'm here with the newly named head coach, Steve Rowe of Alvernia Ice Hockey. Well, first of all, Steve, thank you for doing this for me.
Appreciate it, no problem.
I'll get right into this here. Tell me a bit about yourself and your hockey background and thoughts on being back at Alvernia.
I'm very happy to be back at Alvernia, to be honest with you. When I sat down to talk about this program with athletics, this was very much a homecoming for me, so I'm excited to be back. I was a student here. I graduated in 2005, political science, history, philosophy. Loved it here, and I mentioned to you a little earlier in our conversation that when I walked on campus here, as a prospective student, I said, this is it, this is where I want to go, and I didn't look at another school, so I love it here. Hockey background, I was part of the founding members here of the ice hockey program. We played a lot of Ironman hockey. I would say we would go into games with 8, 9 players, 14 players, 1, 2 subs, if you will. But we built it, we got it up off the ground, and it's become the great program that it is today.
You also a player, were you? What position did you play?
I played all of them.
Okay.
I was the backup goalie, so our goalie, Bednars, who is our starting goaltender, I think he broke one of his fingers in the last game of the season, last game before break, and so I played every single day getting ready for the next part of the season at the end of the break. So I was the backup goalie, but I primarily played defense. Loved playing defense for Alvernia.
So have you played, were you experiencing goaltending at all? So were you hoping like, oh, please tell me I'm having to the starter, so I got to go in there?
Well, I played a lot of roller and deck goalie, but I was not the ice goalie. But in that period where I was training for it, I enjoyed it very much. So being the backup wasn't bad.
Talk about your time with Penn State Berks. You worked with both the D3 and the D1. What were your other roles besides coaching? What was it like coaching the Lions?
Well, when I graduated here, I got a phone call from their now former general manager, Ken Green. He said, I'm building out. I want to build out a second team, and I saw what you did at Alvernia. Let's sit down and talk. And so we sat down, had a nice conversation, and he said, okay, I think you're the guy for the job. So we built out a second team there at Penn State Berks. We ran their D3 team as a non-ACA or an ACHA non-DVCHC team. I'm sorry, no, it was a USA Hockey non-ACHA team. Then we moved it to ACHA. We played in the DVCHC. And then the decision was made that they were going to fold that program into D1, because D1 has a higher academic standard than D3 does at this point in time. But my time at Penn State Berks, I absolutely loved it. I helped Ken as the assistant general manager. I was working on the budgets. I was working on scheduling at those points for the D3 team. I was doing budgets for D1 at that point. It was just a great experience. So when you fast forward a few years, I left there in 2010. Fast forward to about 2016. That's when I got another phone call from Ken Green saying, we have an opening, would you be interested in helping? And so we sat down again, talked about it, and went back to work for the Blue Lions. So I enjoyed my time at Penn State, but I am truly happy to be back here at Alvernia.
What type of coach are you, and what challenges will there be with the team for this coming season?
I'm looking forward to challenging this team. I'm looking forward to pushing this team. I think this team, there's a road ahead, and where we go from here is truly up to us. So I'm looking forward to really getting on the ice, challenging them, perhaps in ways that maybe they hadn't been challenged before, individually and as a team.
You will be. I hear you guys will be playing games at both Body Zone and Santander this year again. Talk about getting to play on a rink where a professional team plays, such as the Santander Arena, where the Red and Royals of the ECHL play. And do you think playing on a larger rink is tougher for the guys at the D3 level? Because last year, when I interviewed a lot of the players last year, they said they prefer the Body Zone because it's more smaller,
right? And
sometimes they lost sight of the puck if it's flipped in the air at Santander.
Yes, so. You can lose sight of the puck there. I think the ice there, depending on the day, weather, the atmosphere, the ice can be faster or slower. It's a different feel. in the ice at Santander. It is a beautiful facility,
Oh, yes.
and we are very fortunate to be skating there and to call it one of our homes. But you're right, you can lose sight of the puck if it's flipped up. At body zone, it's going to hit the rafters and it's going to bounce right back down. Body zone's it's a tighter situation, tighter atmosphere than it is expansive like Santander. But I think we're going to be successful at both, so I'm looking forward to it.
And also at body zone, the crowds are more. You see more people in there.
True.
Than in Santander. Everyone's like all spread out on one side of the arena.
Right.
So
Right.
that's really it's fun. I also.
They can fit a few more people in Santander than they can body zone.
Yeah. Also, like Santander is like my second home too, so I'm always there. So.
Very good.
You're going back to founders. You said you're one of the founders of the program. I'll talk a little about that. And also you must know OConnell well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Coach OConnell and I go way back. He and I have different stories about how we met, but ultimately the story is that we met, and I was able to bring him into the program. He played for the team, and he was one of the first coaches of the program, and I give him a lot of credit for all the hard work and the years that he put into this program, and really building it up to what it is today. Those early years, as I alluded to, they were tough. They were grueling. We had players that would go down, be injured, and we would have to keep on going. I can tell some stories about those early years, but that's a point in time where I made a lot of really good friends, and that I'm still in contact with today. Guys that are going to be back in this program in one capacity or another.
I think that's another good also thing about Alvernia. You can make a lot of friends from here in years to come.
Yes. You certainly make lifelong friends in college, but there's something special about Alvernia.
I say this is sort of like the new era, I would say, in Alvernia Ice Hockey. So we usually changed the name from Crusaders to Golden Wolves. What are your thoughts on the new name after the long history as a Crusader? You graduated as a Crusader as well as I
Correct.
graduated as a Crusader.
Correct.
So.
My thoughts here is, once a Crusader, always a Crusader. We will always be Crusaders at heart. Doesn't mean we can't be a Wolf. Doesn't mean that the new era is going to be any different. We are going to be a very tough team, and we're going to market the Wolves. And I like where we're headed with the Wolves' Den, and bringing our opponents into that den is going to make for a night that they're never going to forget. So I'm excited to be a Gold Wolf. Nice.
Also, we were talking off before we started this. You had to like a fan section type of thing too. So that
more of a student section.
Nice.
I want students out to these games. I want to get more students out to these games. When I was here as a student, we had smaller fan sections, but we were also playing every single game up in Allentown. But we were able to grow that throughout the years. So I'm looking forward to continuing that success.
Not sure, are you familiar with Andrew Disick, the last coach? Can you give us your thoughts on him?
Andrew, when I was coaching with Penn State, Andrew approached me and just to introduce himself. He was coming off the ice. I was getting there. I thought that what a great way to introduce. I shared with him, my Alvernia background, and we really just hit it off. I think very highly of Andrew. He's been very helpful with this transition. As a matter of fact, I spoke with him yesterday.
Nice.
So any questions I have, he's been very supportive, very helpful. I can't speak more highly of Andrew.
Yeah, he was always been nice to me. I've seen him play here. I've seen him assistant coach and coach. So I wish him all the best in Rowe, and I'm glad he's found a place that's closer to him.
Home. Yep.
And not come all the way up here every weekend.
I do intend to bring him up here for the alumni game.
That'd be
good.
Cool.
And he's always welcome.
Have you met any of the players yet, or have you looked at the past players and what are your overall thoughts on the team we've had right now, and plus the freshmen that are coming in?
Right. I've not had the opportunity to meet any of the players yet. I would like to have a meeting, but it doesn't look like it's going to be able to happen until right after school starts. So perhaps right after move in, we'll have a sit down. We'll talk about the season ahead. I've coached a few of the players here in my time with some of the junior programs in the area, so I'm very familiar with some of the players. I'm looking forward to seeing them again, seeing how their game has developed over the years, and just getting started. So the freshmen that are coming in, I think we've got a good group. It's a smaller group, but I think it's going to be a very talented group. It's going to help fill some of the holes, some of the gaps that we have in our game, and we've got to hit the ground running. We've got to really move forward very quickly, and that's going to be part of the plan.
My thing is, even though I like to see a lot more freshmen come in, but I like the smaller amount, because then you don't have guys sitting out as much. Because in years prior, I've noticed that we've had like 5 or 6 players not play. They're just standing and watching.
Right. They end up being part of a more of a practice squad than anything.
Yeah.
And my plan here is growth. My plan here is growth. I want to grow this program. I want to push this program, and want to achieve new things with this program.
The schedule, we were talking about the schedule. It's not really official yet, but
Correct.
What is it shaping up to be like? Is it even out, same home, same away amount? Like, what teams are we going to play? A lot of teams in our division now since we moved into a different division.
We're playing more teams in our division. The way it looks like is the division is now split, so we're going to have 2 games with each of those players within that part of that division.
Okay, that's how it works.
And then there's going to be a crossover, so we're playing a few other, 1 game home away with some other teams. We've got some non-leagues on the schedule. We've got an early season tournament that we're working with, and we're trying to get a local scrimmage together just to get ready for the season. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm hoping that we can get something together with Kutztown late in the season.
Yeah, that's we always play them in the preseason.
Kutztown Cup.
That's cool.
Yeah, the Berks County Cup.
That's how it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Going back to the division, Alvernia has been a member of the national division for, I believe, a long time now. And but I saw in the release that it was announced when you were coach that we were going to be going to the American League, or the American division. I'm sorry.
Right.
Talk about the switch, and will everything be the same? Like with preseason, we'll have showcases, tournaments, playoffs. That's all going to be. Nothing changes in that.
Nothing changes there. Just by switching divisions. This division offers more teams that are more local to Alvernia rather than traveling as far as we had been.
Were there 2 divisions prior to this year? Because I think
there were 2 divisions. It was National and American.
Okay.
And it looks like the American has been split into 2 as well.
Okay, that's cool. Will you be? Yeah, you talked also about this a little bit about an assistant coach this season. Anybody you're bringing on as assistant coach?
They haven't been officially announced yet. All the paperwork hasn't been inked and finalized quite yet, so we'll leave that one. Yeah, we're still in talks. All the paperwork's being filled out at this point in time. So
that takes time too.
It does. But I will tell you that I'm focused on having 2 bench coaches with me, focused on offense, defense. I'm bringing on a strength and conditioning coach.
Yes.
So this person is going to be here on campus. We're going to do off ice while we're here on campus, and I'm focused on trying to bring in a goalie coach as well to help our goalies.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
What are your goals as a head coach for this team this season and years to come in order to be successful?
Growth. Growth is key, and the way we obtain growth is by the media and the marketing, as we were talking about in our previous conversation. But we also have to be successful on the ice. Mm-hmm. We have to be successful on the ice. So we've got to reduce the shots against, goals against. We've got to increase our shots for and goals for. Pretty simple stuff. We can say it, but it's going to take a lot of hard work to get there.
And also, I think one of the issues last year was the penalties. We've taken a lot of penalties
we can't take stupid penalties.
No. I think that's for any
penalties. Odds are you're going to end up sitting.
Yes. Well, that's all I got. Is there anything else you would like to add?
I'm excited to be I'm
really excited that they chose you, because I really hope that I really think you're going to push this program and what we talked about for the past hour or so. You're really dedicated. I'm excited for you to be here.
Appreciate that, Justin. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Go Golden Wolves, right?
Absolutely. Let's go Golden Wolves.